Hello.
Hello. We are live, Mystic Mamas. I'm Wendy,
I'm Beth.
and we're here today with your spiritual sass. We're going to have a little bit of talk about where we are with the astrological lineup. Everything is changing, and it's super exciting. It's exciting times to live. I feel like this is what we've been.
And kind of the things that the stuff we're going to talk about tonight really ties into why we're even doing this. It's Gemini season. Mercury's in Gemini, the planet of communication, and so that's where that's what we're doing. We're communicating, to the world.
I'm a Gemini rising, so I am feeling this pretty strongly.
Absolutely. I have no placements in Gemini. Well, I have like I think part of fortunes is in Gemini, but I don't know. Yeah, so we'll just get right in. I am Beth Fletcher. I am the owner and operator of Mystic Life. This is Wendy Bird, my soul sister and
BFF.
Yes, best friend.
Friends forever.
And she is our yoga instructor here at Mystic Life, our in-house Libra. She Wendy and I met, well, we're business partners too. I mean, she's definitely at the core of Mystic Life. We met through our amazing sons. We're best friends in high school. They always wanted us to meet. We just weren't in the business for friends at the time, were we?
I think
this was like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe?
we kind of met at a grad party and then met again in maybe the meat department at Kroger's.
Yeah. And then she said she was going to be getting her yoga certification within like a week or two or something. And anyway, I contacted her, and here we are. And turns out our boys knew what they were talking about.
Yeah. Our best good friends. And here we are with all of you talking about how the planets have aligned in our favor. June is going to be an awesome month. Super excited. This is where everything changes. Every single solitary planet will have switched positions by the middle of July. We will have only one planet left in July. So the last ones, I think, change. I think Uranus changes. I said Uranus. Then the last one to change is in July. It will be Uranus. And we have Lena over here. She's our producer. Maggie's over here. Some of the other Mystic Mamas that some of you know and love like we do. So let's get into it. Today we are in Gemini season. The sun is in Gemini exalted.
So all of you Geminis out there, good luck.
Happy birthday.
It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. One thing I wanted us to talk about are these the Neptune, Saturn, and Venus, and it being in Aries right now.
Yes,
this is a very it's a rare cosmic event. And not only that, Pluto went into Aquarius not too long ago.
Yeah, so that was the big first, I think, change. Pluto was in Pisces. Is that correct? For like how many?
No, what
was it?
Capricorn.
Pisces? Yes, it was in Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn.
No, it was in Capricorn for like
20 years. I don't know.
Yes,
I can't remember how
many years.
Many years.
It put us into more of that like structured society, a patriarchal society, which is where we're leaving. Pisces went into Aquarius, which is why we are calling it the Age of Aquarius. It's all about community. It's all about the humanitarianism of culture. So that's where we went in the structure of the community of the collective.
Absolutely. And these are once in a generation type energies that we're dealing with, and they're reshaping us, how we lead, love, heal, evolve. So this is a very interesting time as the collective, not just on a personal level. However, if any of you are Aries out there, have heavy Aries placements, I'm an Aries. So yeah, this isn't a crazy wild time. Just enjoy it. So yeah, Neptune entered Aries March 30th, and it'll we're getting a preview of it. It'll dip back into Pisces for a short amount of time, and then it'll come back into Aries in January.
And so what's Neptune represent? Isn't that like the dreamy, like it's very, what's the Neptune?
It is the illusion. It's it goes right on with this this spike in this metaphysical like world that we're living in. And so that's what we've been dealing with Neptune being in Pisces. Pisces is very
dreamy, like very illusion.
So that's what we've been dealing with for however many years. And now we're in Aries, and Aries is like, okay, so you've learned all this about yourself, spiritual, your spirituality. It's time to take action. Now you have to walk your talk. Or is it talk your walk?
Walk your walk, not just talk the talk. That's something that's been laid on me since like the turn of this year was it's time to start walking the walk, not just talking to the talk. Really putting into action what you're saying you're doing, what you're studying. For me, that's like making sure that my yoga practice is in place, making sure that I'm keeping up on reading, which is something if I don't have time, then I don't do it. But it's so important. It is a limb of yoga, is to make sure that you're keeping up on wisdom. But with Neptune, this is a time where you may have some wonky dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. It's all about the vision of everything. So with it entering Aries, Aries is the creation. Like it's all about creation, and it entered in at like 0 degrees.
It did. And
that is the degree of creation. Yeah, so it's like plunging forward.
Is it still there at 0 degrees? Because it's a slow moving planet.
It might be like 1 degree.
But the last time so to give you an idea of what Aries or Neptune in Aries does, the last time it was in Aries was in 1861 through 1875. So that's the Civil War. Lots of radical spiritual ideas. People fought for freedom, identity, and higher ideals. So that's and I feel it. I feel it. Absolutely. I feel that it's been boiling up to this point. And I think we're in a true Aries fashion. We've hit the ground running.
Yes.
Absolutely.
With 3 big old planets there in Aries, that fire, it's the leading fire. It's like bonfires. It's getting things done. It's burning back the brush. Like if you have a field and you need to get the road paved, it's burning all of that brush. It's paving that way for things to come through. So not only collectively on a personal level, this is when you are looking to manifest your life. This is when you're making it happen. So vision boards are huge. Put it down, put it in front of you, write it down, what it is that you want. And don't be afraid to go big, because Neptune is a big planet.
It is.
So it's very powerful. And this is the time to be the co-creator of your life. And it's amazing. We are so lucky to be here in the world. It's crazy, and it's a turbulent ride, but it's so exciting, and
absolutely.
I'm so excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is the gateway year, 2025 going into 2026.
And this Neptune energy, in Aries, it forces you to be your own leader in your own life, your own dreams, your own, taking charge of, and just, charging forwards, the ram. You just got to go.
Ram ahead. We're in the year of the Chinese astrological sign of the snake. So it's all about transformation. And we're in the earth snake, right? Is it earth snake or water snake? I'm not sure. I'm a fire snake, but it might be water, which is a lot of emotion, but it's transformation in that emotional field when you have that water, which is all about, what your emotions are, your dark side, the moon side of your life, your shadow side. So shedding skins, everything is transformation this year. 2025, it's the year of number 9. Wood snake. It's the wood snake. So we've hit them all. So it's the wood snake. So
we were way off.
that would be manifestation, though. So if you've got the wood, that is like that earth that's bringing that down. So
yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, and then you've got Saturn in Aries, you've got Venus in Aries. So it's just a hat trick.
Saturn and Aries.
Yeah.
That's
but Saturn
karmic.
can be great if you've done your work.
If you've done your work,
you know?
yeah.
I have yet to have Saturn bless me. I'm hoping that comes soon enough. But yeah, Saturn Aries, it's take responsibility. Take responsibility for your own life, your own desires, you know. It's time to get serious about who you are. What do you want to do? And then Neptune's like, dream.
big.
And then Venus in Aries, it's a bold, artistic fire.
So Venus is in Aries too.
And it's for the next week, and then it's going to go into Taurus, which is beautiful.
Venus, it rules Taurus.
Yeah, so it's going to be a time of money.
Yeah, so lots of money. Venus in Aries, Venus is all about relationships. So again, it's that looking at every relationship that you have, the relationships with your significant others, with your children, with the people you work with money. Yeah, look at your relationship with money now, because we are going into that Taurus. So it's going to be like
material things and
manifestation. That's bringing it from here up here down into the existence, down into the,
because Venus isn't world. Too comfortable in Aries, because I mean the planet of the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. So
men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah. So Venus is kind of itchy, a little spicy.
That opposite kind of energy. Yeah. So they kind of like, so they're doing the tango,
playing with this fire all spring, and she's going to jump into Taurus and be at home for a little while. And I'm looking forward to it. I as an Aries, I'm looking forward to Venus just kind of checking out for a little bit.
It's a great time to find just gratitude in everything, even when it's hard, because the more that you are grateful for, the more that you show that gratitude, the more that comes in. The more you're sitting here thinking about all the crap that that you've been through, when you're rehashing things that are happening and you're talking about it, a good thing to do is to write this stuff out, like journal it out, and then burn it, rip it up. Don't reread it. If you need to vent, tell somebody, get it out of your system, and don't come back in, because the more you're sitting in that energy, the more you're bringing that energy in. So it's all about really gratitude. Like bringing in, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the rain, even though it's rained for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
Thank God. I hope y'all enjoyed the sun today.
Yes, no doubt.
Finally out.
Yeah. So together, what we've been dealing with lately, and with Venus being in Aries and Saturn being in Aries and Neptune being in Aries, is the universe is screaming for us to act on our calling.
Yes, your dharma.
What are you supposed to be doing? What lights your soul on fire? And Venus brings that love with it. Saturn brings that that karma, that just building the structure of it.
You'll see instant karma too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, definitely.
If I even think the wrong thought right now, it's like like, okay.
Yeah, like I'll notice, like I'll get real like snippy with my husband over something and turn around and stub my damn toe. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I've got my kids trained. Whenever anything happens, or if they like smart talk me or something like that, and they turn and do something, and something happens, I'm like, you know what that was? Karma.
My kids have been hearing it their whole life. Even when my son threw his knee out, the second I walked into the hospital room, he was like, "It was karma, Mom," and then told me this whole long story about what he was doing in his game and what caused his knee to get blown out. And that only comes from being raised by a woman that throws karma in your face a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
So I wanted to dip back into the Pluto and Aquarius because it kind of goes along with all of this. This kind of like paves the way to our soul mission. But it's Pluto and Aquarius, it's all about soul revolution. I mean, Pluto's transformation, power, the shadow side. So that's why it gets kind of a bad rap. But I'm telling you, embrace that shadow side of yourself, know those darker sides of yourself, and you will see the light, really.
Yeah,
ultimately.
it's time to go deep, man.
Absolutely.
It's time to let go of past
Yeah.
old thought patterns, old scripts that you've told yourself. Really find out who you are. Find out what it is that you truly believe in. Try to peel back the layers of stuff that you've been programmed with from birth, of just the environment that you're around. This is that time of true discovery, that Aries creation. Like, peel it down.
With Pluto being in Aquarius, it's like the technology and the innovation and all that stuff. Yep. So the cool part about that is, AI.
Yes, AI. That's part of that Aquarian.
Yeah, so we're going to see a big uptick. I think we're going to see a lot of technology over the next however many years. How long is it going to be in there?
I know that it's controversial, but I love my AI, my chat GPT.
Oh, it'll be there till 2044. So imagine what the hell's going to happen between now and then.
I think that we'll be able to like just look. If you watch like the Black Mirror shows, like those things, it's like everything is just right there.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll get to a place where we can just telepathically talk, or just
or like even you telling your kids now what it was like when you were a kid. It sounds like Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, I know.
My kids never looked at me more. It was just sadness when they found out we had one TV in our house and it was this big, and they're like, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I know. They're like, what did you do? And I was like,
I had a beeper.
I watched what my dad watched. I mean, that's what
dude, you did. You had times where you
just hoped it was something you liked. It was usually MASH, but
Did you the lady nurse, the blonde nurse? I'm not sure what her name is. She just passed.
No way.
Yeah. Yesterday, I think the blonde from MASH, the nurse.
Major Holohan.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she just passed yesterday. So
that's sad. Which one, from the show or the movie? Probably the show.
From the show. I don't know. I don't know. From the show, I think.
I like the movie too, but okay. Anyway,
I know. I didn't even know there was a movie.
I pretty much know everything about MASH.
On another note, in other news, really excited. I have on my Taylor Swift T-shirt. Tay, my other BFF, has got all of the rights to her music back after all these years. She now owns all of her music. So way to go, Taylor Swift.
She probably isn't watching this tonight because she's a little jealous of our friendship. And she's, I'm sure she's just like, I'm not going to watch today. And that's okay. She let me borrow her for a day. So back to this Pluto and Aquarius thing. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we had the French and American Revolution.
And weirdly enough, what was the event that pushed us over the edge to
spilling the tea.
The tea terrace.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so if you don't believe in astrology, just do a little background information. And so with all of this happening now, that's what makes this time so insane. Like, you were born during this time, this rare moment when all of these huge planets are transiting. They're in 1 year, in the same year, within months of one another, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So I imagine it's going to get... it
can be turbulent. You got to think there can expect turbulence, but know that it is destined, that it's
for the greater good.
It's for the greater good. Shake things, get into your community, really get into who you are, journaling, meditating, come to a yoga class,
get some Reiki or energy healing.
Like, this is that time to really just
honestly live in the moment.
It's a revolution.
Yeah. Don't get too tied up in everything. Live for you and your children, your family, your friends. Embrace it.
Turn off the screen as much as possible. Get your head out of the news and what's happening.
Yeah.
And
Stay aware, but living in the moment has been something weighing really heavy on me. Like, I feel like I need to just, I don't know if it's because my youngest kids are 12 now and they're not babies. We won't talk about that tonight. We won't talk about that tonight. It's a little, my mortality is taking, I know, Debbie Downer.
I was so crying yesterday with my, one of mine turned 9. The oldest of my younger 3 turned 9. And I'm like, all day long. It's just crazy.
I know, they're like, my mom always cries on my birthday.
I know. I feel bad. I'm like, are they going to be traumatized because I'm always like,
I hated my birthday growing up.
They're growing up. They're like, it's okay, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
Consoling you on their birthday. Oh boy. Okay. So what Pluto basically says is if the system isn't working, dismantle it and rebuild. And that's what we're about to witness.
So exciting.
I welcome the change.
I feel like I have, this is something I have felt in my soul since, when I was a child, I feel like I felt like this is what I've been born for. I used to be I've talked to Beth about it, so all you girls about it, how I went through a phase in my life where I was really studying Christianity and I was so jealous of the disciples. Like, I wanted to be a disciple. I was so jealous that they got to meet Jesus and be a part of them and him and what his teachings were and actually be present. And someone told me, you should actually be happier with where you are now because the disciples would have wanted to live in this time.
They thought they were for a little while. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Being like, so where's the army?
Yeah. So it's
Let's bring Rome down.
Let's do it. Yeah.
That would be so. No wonder why they were always so like, why isn't Jesus talking to me?
Dude, that would have been me. I would have been like, no, talk to me.
Do you like him better?
We started with the disciples on them.
Well, so as the collective, back to all this, so there's going to be a rise of spiritual activism and conscious leadership. Hopefully there's going to be an end of the guru culture.
Yes, I think that would be magnificent. Mm-hmm. I'm here for that.
Yep. Massive truth revealing and power structures and spiritual systems.
I think that we're seeing that happen right now.
Absolutely. Really. And I think it's going to follow in these in different religions. I think we're going to see the breakdown of, not that I have anything against organized religion, but I do think that the powers that be that have turned it dark, in some aspects dark, that's going to be revealed.
Yes. I think that, but I think that that's what's needed in order for a lot of the deconstruction and peeling away of the society, Absolutely. Of the collective.
And we started getting that with with all the skeletons in the closet with the Catholic Church and different, all these documentaries about the Mormon Church and about this, the Scientology, and it's been, we've been creeping up towards it. And now I think it's just going to explode. Yeah, I think it is.
We're going to see it. It's going to start melting away and truth will prevail. It always does. I'm reading the Dhammapada right now, and it is the teachings of Buddha. So it's very much like the Gospels, but it's the Buddha teachings. Mm-hmm. And today I was reading I read a section a day. And it was about questioning things, reading things, not just accepting things because your teacher told you to. So this is that time of.
Really?
Yeah. And so I found that really interesting when I read that, because I do think this is a time where we have just been programmed. Our preacher tells us this. Our mother and her mother told us to go to church. So we went to church, and this is what the preacher said. And not that the preacher is not always right, but it does not mean that you should not be reading things for yourself and really getting in
Absolutely.
To what the bottom of that truth is, and not taking the word just because this person says that they're qualified to stand in front and you know, we're all qualified. We're all qualified to
Go
find out what our
within.
truth is.
That's how, I mean,
Yep.
That's when I found God, was when I went within, when I started meditating. And I think I just went through the acts of of praying and things like that, because it's just what I was taught to do, and I didn't really understand it. So yeah, I spent all those years in church, and I've never been closer to God, and I don't go to church now. That's just my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the saying, to each their own, is absolutely. I do think that we were talking in this interview last night. We were doing an interview to like promote this podcast. And the one thing that we were talking about, that a lot of the religions, the organized religions, even the structure of it, stay together for, is because of the community, the congregation. So that's why I think it is a huge, in this age of Aquarius, Pluto going into Aquarius, for us to really look at the community and being around finding your tribe of people.
That was like the coolest part about church, was after.
Mm-hmm.
After church, everybody would stand around and talk.
Eat food,
yes,
drink coffee, talk.
So awesome.
And that's what that's why we even started this, is that's what's happened, is we sit around and talk. We all kind of, like, whoever's around, we sit around and we talk, and because that's what we want. It's tale as old as time, the hen parties. Like, people like to sit and congregate. So picking those people that vibe with what you want in your life is so important. Like, what that
and the things we
with
learn,
your truth,
because you read different things than I read.
Absolutely.
And then we
exchange those thoughts, and we grow. Like, I'm watching what is it, Midnight Gospel right now, and holy crap,
so
like, my mind is blown watching.
It's
Maggie,
so
did you start
good.
watching
No, what is that?
It's so good.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix right now. It's from the artistry is from Adventure Time guy.
Yes, and then it's a comedian.
Mm-hmm. It's animated, and it is so good. And it's done like in a podcast, but very like
it's based off of a real podcast, and he decided to do a cartoon based off of. So it's already recorded podcast. It's already aired. Some of the most beautiful topics. Some of them make you cry. It's just awesome. It's weird. It's
that's
like
what community does, though. It allows you to, like, explore things that maybe you wouldn't have explored before, or get some advice. I learned Edgar Cayce from you. I've been in a spiritual community, but never been down the road of Edgar Cayce. Changed my life, man. So
absolutely,
getting with people. I just read this meme. If you're the most talented person in the room, you need to find another room. Like, you need to be reaching for greatness, like-minded people who are getting you to reach for bigger things.
Absolutely. And you've been my like I said, all those years I spent in church, and I never really grasped the Bible. Oddly enough, I didn't. And it's kind of been my savior during these times, is these things that would come to me and come to find out it's in the Bible, or dreams. I had a dream about Acts one time, and
that was really cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I contacted Wendy, and in the dream, she was talking to me about Acts, and there was another man in the dream talking about Acts. And come to find out, Wendy had been praying about Acts, and she asked for a sign, and I was like, I don't know why I had this dream. And I told her about the dream. And you're like, okay, that was the confirmation that I needed. And anyway, that not remembering what it was about really opened my eyes, because it was divinely,
I feel like it connected, and it gives that confirmation that we need.
And that's happened many times where I've come to you about something that's in the Bible. Before I look it up, I just ask you. And now we've got Lena, who has
for lack of a better term, because we're trying to get rid of it, guru.
Yeah. She has a bachelor's in religious studies. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Wow. Christian ministry and organizational leadership.
Nice. See?
Right. Christian ministry and organizational leadership. Yes. And now she is help produce a podcast for me and Wendy. So that degree has come in clutch.
Plus, she brings us roses to sniff.
Yeah.
Stop
Yes,
and smell the roses.
Yes. So you want to talk about who's most impacted by this, all the stuff that's going on? What signs are going to be heavily impacted by this?
Well, the most impacted signs will obviously be Aries, since everything is in Aries right now. So
Hello.
any Aries placements, the Aquarius, with that Aquarius energy being with Pluto, Cancer placements, Capricorn. Man, Capricorn, they don't get a break. I feel like
No,
they
don't.
keep. And then the Leo, the voice
Maybe
of
it's that fire
self-expression,
sign.
visible. Oh yeah, so all of the fire signs I would say are gonna probably.
So like Leo, Sag, Aries.
And we do have, is the full moon coming up in Sag? I feel like the next full moon is the Sagittarius.
I think it is.
So we have more of that fire energy.
Fire. Oof. Oof. Yeah, it's so but who's all Pisces?
Gemini is going to be feeling it, the Libra. So again, since we are in Gemini season, that is an air placement. So all of those air signs, Aquarius, Libra, is going to feel it. Anything. So if again, the Aries being opposite, you're gonna have
Libra's really
signs,
gonna feel it. I'm kind of shocked
Capricorn.
that this is so low on it. I would think Libra's gonna feel everything almost just as much as Aries.
I have 4 Libra placements. Just go ahead.
Yeah,
And
I have a stellium in Libra, and it's Libra falls in my 3rd house of communication, which explains. I mean, it's just great. Like it explains why I'm sitting here, I suppose, and why we're sitting here.
Yes.
It's funny, like sister signs, being close to a sister sign. It's like being so opposite from one another, but yet so in sync and in tune.
We're peas and carrots.
Yes, we are.
Which was part of that midnight gospel. They were like that prison one. I felt like they looked like a pea and a carrot, and I was like,
didn't that one make you cry?
Yeah, and he kept dying and doing that loop of that
about
death.
Reincarnation, and you're just
got to watch it. If you have not seen this show, do yourself a favor. It's so fun.
If you smoke weed, smoke a little weed. If you don't smoke weed,
do
just
some
watch
pranayama, do some deep breathing, and watch it, and just let yourself. It's so beautiful too. The animation is unbelievable.
Oh,
not to go back to that, but it's great. It's kind of like life changing once you watch it.
It's good for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Deals with like death too. There's an episode about death and not being so scared of it.
Yes, that's the one.
Then heartbreak.
Yeah.
Going through heartbreak and turning it into a superpower instead
alchemy.
of
it's alchemy.
Yes. Oh,
this is a time of alchemy too right now.
Absolutely.
Like really transmuting the things, the feelings, the emotions that you're feeling, that you've gone through, and transmuting that into like an energy that you can use, that fire energy.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is, to all this, there is a shadow side to
our favorite thing to talk about,
to this beautiful placement that we're living through right now. And the shadow side can pop up. It can be overwhelming. You can find yourself extremely overwhelmed. Have you felt that at all? Spiritual burnout. When I saw, that is like the perfect way to describe it. Spiritual burnout for me comes as, and I go through this, you have too. Is this all even real? Is this real?
Yeah,
you
get so overloaded that it goes the opposite direction for you, where you're just like,
it'd be easier to be atheist.
Yeah. And I go through different, I mean, I go in these highs and lows to where I just literally engulf myself in a subject. Then I have to like go the opposite and watch the Kardashians, or like I have to clear myself because I have to do a palate cleanser because I've just
I call it grounding.
Saturated.
And my grounding practices come in the form of watching Below Deck, Real Housewives, and this is trash. I'm feeding my mind. I'm very aware of I'm feeding my mind trash.
Yeah, we are.
And I'm going to be honest. It makes me feel a little better about myself. I may not be as financially stable as these women, but I don't get mad if you don't text me because you found out I was sick. And we're not going to argue about it for 2 years at every damn dinner. Okay. So some of the remedies for this is, oh, wait, ego. Be careful about ego taking control. It's so
Yes.
easy, and I get it, but
Especially in this Gemini with Mercury. So like everything has two different polarities. So when you're on those low frequencies in Gemini, being all like that mind up in your mind, it can be being too clingy, being possessive, showing jealousy. So if you're noticing those things, that's that low vibe side of Mercury being.
yeah. And when it comes to spirituality, anything, when you first dive into it and you start reading about it, you do develop this ego, like you know everything there is to know. I mean, how many times have you tripped up on that? I mean,
Yeah.
to think, I think I know how the universe works, only to be knocked back and to find out that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, but yeah, so just ground.
Get
Put
out,
your feet in the
get your
grass.
feet in the grass. The sun is out now.
Yeah.
Feel the sun, allow it to be absorbed.
Sit in front of a fire if you
Carry a
can.
stick.
Carry a stick. That's what.
Hug a tree. Look up at the clouds. Stop and smell roses. Like be very present
Absolutely.
in the moment. Just really ground down.
Go swimming, take a shower or bath. Yeah, just get yourself into natural elements. It's so amazing. And rest. Make
Yes,
sure you
listen to your
rest.
body, listen to your mind. Today I was really super tired, so I allowed myself to lay out in the sun and just really take an easy Sunday day. Just
Mm-hmm.
get started, get recharged for
Absolutely. So, where do you want to go from here?
I would like to pull a card maybe for the next 2 weeks. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
will be meeting here again in 2 weeks. So I did bring my tarot cards for everyone who's here. Do we have anything in the comments? Does anyone have any questions? If you do have any questions for those who are with us.
I don't know if this platform will show if anybody asks questions on YouTube or not.
I have to comment.
You did? Did it show up on there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did?
Ah.
So who did we get comments from?
Us.
So what did Maggie say?
I said, so excited for this.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, Maggie.
Thanks for joining us, Maggie. Live.
Here.
And there's Alina. Alina left a message.
Madame Mim LJ.
Oh, okay.
She said the first girl sucks. With some hearts. She just sent some love.
With some hearts.
You got 17%.
Okay. What's the time
okay.
check?
8:30 or 8:30.
8:38. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll pull a card here.
I have a plug-in over here.
Just a one card, just to kind of give us an idea of what it is that maybe we should be looking for. Some guidance for the next 2 weeks before we meet. Maybe just what the energy will be.
What is this one?
It's face down. I don't typically pull it. It was Temperance though, and I keep pulling myself. Patience. Find patience this season. That Mercury, like that Gemini and the being, the sun being in Gemini it can bring again a lot of that, like a strong energy. That Gemini is the two faces, the two sides. So one moment you can be like happy as can be, the next minute you're like not feeling it. So have patience for everybody else. Remember that everybody's going through this together. Temperance reversed. Interesting that it still came out after that. So Temperance reversed too. I do read mine in reverse just because I feel like I'm trying to cheat it if I don't. So again, weirdly enough, I keep pulling Temperance in reverse for myself. So it's not a coincidental that I think that is for the collective. Temperance in reverse means that you are not seeing things for the big picture. Like you need to like step back. You're not seeing the forest for the trees, that you need to have compassion, see the other person's point of view, or put yourselves in from their perspective, see it in a switch perspective and not just from yours.
Yeah.
And that is where true compassion comes from, when you're able to, even if you don't agree with them, even if you don't believe in what they say, just being able to truly put yourself in their shoes as a human,
Yeah.
knowing that they're just trying to be a human. They just want to be happy. They just want to be free, just like you do. And really digging deep and finding that other side. It's beautiful. You have this, when you see it, this beautiful angel.
Mm-hmm.
But he is upside down. So when you look at that, you've got those cups, the water, which is your emotions, kind of going more downwards. So just really ground down your energy. This is a major arcana, so it is very major in our lives. So everybody is feeling this. So slow down the next 2 weeks. Allow yourself self-care. Allow yourself to meditate, really meditate. When you meditate, you start to become an observer of your thoughts as opposed to an active member player. So just holding space for yourself and holding space for others. And just knowing that we're all in this together. We're all just Ram Dass. We're all just walking each other home.
Oh yeah. And
So-
with this Gemini season and Mercury being in Gemini, it kind of goes along with that. Think
Mhm.
before you speak. I mean, for real, think before you speak.
Pause
Absolutely.
for the
Especially,
cause.
we were just talking about this. Think of this time, I would say, and I may be wrong, as a time of like Mercury in retrograde times like 10. So be mindful. Try not to tick off exes. Try not to or don't even answer the call if an ex calls. Yeah, no throat punches. That
Can't
would
be
be
promising
that would be great. But Mercury's in its home sign. No, I mean,
Yeah. The bottom of the card deck, the energy is the Fool, so it's 0. Again, that Aries kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So that's your energy. So be patient, and you can do whatever you want to do. You can go wherever you want to go. He is carefree. He's ready to go. So
and that Aries energy is impulsive. It's like a toddler. That's if you think of, that's what Aries energy is. It's steadfast. Go for it. Think about it later. Well, you don't have to do that just because all these planets are in Aries. You got to think. Stop, pause. I think it's why a lot of people, when they're like speaking their truth, it's just coming out as like angry bullshit.
yeah, it's so, because we're just, the energy is so.
Oh, it's so, but it can be great though. I mean, you can have bold conversations, and it gives you that energy to speak your truth, to speak your vision. We can use this time for. It can be a beautiful time.
But co-create your life.
Yes, but just be patient. Think about it. Rest. Get outside. Do all those beautiful things. So.
All right.
Yep. So we're in a shift.
Okay.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. That's what basically we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks is the focus, is to just be aware, to get yourself in nature, get yourself in the moment, stay out of your head, just so that you can see life from everybody's perspective.
Yes.
And just
look
really
at it through their lens. Everybody has their own, they see life through their own lens.
Aquarian energy. That's that Aquarian
Absolutely.
energy. We're all in this together.
And love one another.
Yep.
Even if you can't stand them, just love them. Just love them.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. So.
All right.
So
with that, I am so excited that we just wrapping up our first
very raw podcast, like
very raw and real.
And we've all been it took a lot for us just to even get here today, but we're here, right?
Yeah.
We're
excited
here against all odds
to be on this journey with all of you and all of you.
So,
Get out there, enjoy life, look at the clouds,
yeah.
look at the sunshine, because after all, it is a mystical life. Namaste.